Hey guys, it's Tony with Wood Tramp Outdoors. I got another battle box for you. It's mission 129 for November, and it's called Tools of Control. So hang tight, and I'll be right back, and we're going to tighten up the shot at some point because I want you to be able to see this stuff. Hang tight. Alright guys, welcome back. Listen, before I do that, I wanted to make mention of this because about 2 years ago I announced that we were developing a survival shelter that was going to be more than what you had been seeing out on the internet or in the wilderness community, the outwoods community, the outback community, preppers, survivalists, homesteaders, everybody. All the tarps that we had ever seen, you know, I won't say they were inadequate, but I always envisioned something more. You know, the tarps that you see out there for emergency survival shelters are usually a single panel that you can put in a lean-to configuration or a very small A-frame configuration if you wanted to get covered. And I just thought, you know, there's got to be a better solution because I wanted something that would not only have the lean-to configuration, but also something that would act as a floor to keep you dry and something to act as a porch to keep the wind and the rain off of you as well. That's what the WTO Extreme Survival Shelter is all about. It's super small. We just got the prototype in, and we're going to be doing a full video on that, but I just wanted to hip you to this because this is going to be a great little tarp. One tarp that fits all needs. Okay, so now let's get back to the business at hand, which is BattlBox mission number 129. And we're going to start out by just doing what we always do. A little bit of information here for those of you that are first timers. BattlBox comes in 4 different tiers, 4 different levels. The basic, advanced, the pro, and the pro plus. Basic is $39.99. The advanced is $69.99. The pro is $124.99, and the pro plus is $174.99. And as you advance, you get the box that was before it. If you go for the pro box and the pro plus, you get everything behind it. So you get the full Monty if you go with the Pro Plus, and the Pro Plus is always a knife of the month. There's always a blade in there of some kind. So, with that being said, let's get off into this November thing, Tools of Control. The basic box this month comes with 3 different items. The first one is called the Black Rock Leather Enrich, and what this product is designed for, it says right on the front here, cleans, softens, preserves all finished leather, okay, like a belt or your boots or a sheath, something that has been finished. It'll help to clean it and replenish the oils in it. It doesn't really leave a protective coating behind it, you know, like some of the other products out there. Bush Butter does that. That's how we designed Bush Butter, and I'm not knocking this and trying to push Bush Butter towards you. I'm just telling you what the difference is. This is great for leather for sure. Saddles, tack, all kinds of stuff. And this is what it says here. It says formulated with premium carnauba wax. There's not very much of it in there, though, I'll tell you. This cleaner and conditioner penetrates deep, yes, to rehydrate leather fibers, restoring suppleness while leaving behind a protective shine. It's safe on all colors, no darkening, and tough enough for everything from saddle and tack to furniture, car interiors, boots, and bags. Proudly made in the USA since 1976. This is a pretty good product, and I would be happy to use it on everything that they mention right there. But you notice they don't mention anything about a blade of any sort. No knives, no axes, no saws, no tools, stuff like that, because it just doesn't have enough wax to be able to provide that barrier to keep it rust free. But it's a great product, and it's a great ad as far as I'm concerned. Next up is the Prepared Hero Defense Alarm. And I got to tell you, when I saw this, I thought, you know, this is, we get asked all the time by different groups, women, parents. For women, they say, you know what, is there a device out there that I could carry with me other than mace that could help, you know, alert somebody, you know, other than a sidearm of some sort. Same thing goes with the children. You put your kids out, you know, you're out as a family and one of your children gets off away from you. What do? You know, you may be smart enough to arm them with a whistle, make sure that they've got a whistle on them at all times, and teach them when and how to use that thing. But this takes it all to another level. The Prepared Hero Defense Alarm it's pretty dope, to be honest with you. We've seen other things from Prepared Hero, and this is what I want to say, an annoying decibel level siren sound, and it's got a constant flashing light that's with it when it's actually armed. Now I'm going to pull this thing, but I'm not going to sit here all day with it because it is absolutely annoying. But here's how we envision this, is that if you have a backpack, you can use a carabiner and hook this to your strap, right? Same thing with your children. You could put it on your belt loop, whatever. But it's key that it has something to hold this loop. That's why I say a carabiner. And when you yank it down, can you hear that? And you see that light? That is very annoying. And that is a sound that you could hear from very far away. Let me put that back away. Wowzer, yeah. So you can see why I said that this would be a great countermeasure to somebody if they approach you or try to lay hands on you. You can train your children how to use this. But another way that you can use this as a perimeter alarm. You could put this outside your wire, the perimeter of your campsite, attach it to a tree horizontally like you're seeing it here, and put your tripwire here and to a stationary point however far away you want to. Somebody comes walking across it, bam, they're going to trip that, and it's going to alert everybody in your camp that there's an intruder in your wire. So that, I really like this. This is interesting to me for those reasons there. Okay. All right. So now the last item in the basic box, and this was member recommended by Chris A. out in Los Angeles. I could see a Los Angeles guy recommending this. This is called the Williams key, and it's the standard size, standard version. You see that right there? This is a low impact entry tool. And you don't have to bust down doors to get in there with this. It says, born from the mind of a Los Angeles firefighter and carpenter, the Williams key is a trusted tool for quick, low damage entry. It works on inward and outward swinging doors, security gates, and more, all while weighing next to nothing. It is very, very light. Not to be used as a pry bar. It's not that heavy, but it's helped you to make a soft impact breach on entry doors. It's not something that, for me, I wouldn't carry this in a backpack. I'd have no reason to. But keeping it in maybe your outdoor shed so you can get in your house, or I really don't know about telling you to keep it in the vehicle. I wouldn't keep it in the vehicle here in Illinois because a tool like this could get you arrested for being in possession of a burglary tool. That's here in Illinois. Actually, a hammer and a screwdriver in your trunk. People have been arrested for that before. So this is something that I think would be handy for a family to keep around, to be able to get in. How many times have you ever locked yourself out of your house, right? This could help you get back in there. So that's a decent ad, an interesting ad for sure. So now we're going to move on to the Advanced Box. And this Advanced Box come from a company called Due Cigne, and it was staff recommended by Curran 1776, Mr. Brandon. And this is a pretty neat combo set. It's a saw set. Now I can't tell you for sure, but I think maybe this company is related to Civivi in some way. I'm not sure though, but I do like these saws. This is the box they come in. We've been looking at this here. This is the box right there. Can you see that box right there? Okay, now here are the saws. The first one is a professional pull stroke saw. And it kind of reminds me of a pruning saw. I told Mo, let's put this in the shed, because you never know when you're going to need a little pruning saw around the crib, right? And it comes with this ABS plastic sheath, which is pretty nice. Snaps right up in there. And easy to carry if you want it to. Now these are just like a silky saw. You don't cut when you're pushing, you're cutting when you're pulling. You let off when you push, you put a little bit of your weight on it whenever you're pulling it to you, and you'll make quick work. This would be great for having around your campfire. This would be great to keep in your vehicle in case, you know, during a storm you come across the down tree or branches that you need to get out of your way. Wouldn't be a great big tree, but it could make quick work of branches, that's for sure. So I like this saw. It's made out of SK5 steel, and it has this very rigid ABS sheath. It says it's designed for ambidextrous carry. Yeah, I like this, man. I don't know how you couldn't like it. Yeah, pretty good. But even more than that, I like this guy. This is the Due Cigne folding pruning saw, and I'm telling you, not only for the sawing that it can do, it's almost like a silky pocket boy, about that size, maybe even just a little bit smaller. It's 130 teeth. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not reading it right. Let's see what this says. Lightweight and sharp enough to tackle brush, firewood, and camp trail clearing. Features dual opening and locking systems to keep the blade secure during use. Compact design makes it easy to stow or carry on a pack. This is an absolute beast of a saw. Now, it says steel. The same thing, the SK5, it's 5.12 inches. Overall, it's 11.4, and it weighs 5.29 ounces. It doesn't give the size of the teeth or how many per inch or anything like that. But I can tell you, it's very aggressive. Again, it's a pull saw, push off, pull on. But what is cool about this, dude, it will also open up to give you that leverage on the bottom side. Small saws can fail you in that way or make it very aggravating when you're going straight, because you got to pull them down like this. But with this guy, all you do is turn it up like that, and you are cutting wood. So that is a great add also. Okay, so now whenever you purchase the advanced box, you get everything that's in the basic box as well. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Pro Plus box, and we get so many requests asking us to talk to BattlBox about putting some type of tool in it, like an SAK, a Swift Army knife. Okay, that's what this guy is right here. This is called the Fox Vulpis 5-blade multi-tool, made in Maniago, Italy, the knife capital of Europe. Now, I'll read this to you real quick before I start pulling this thing out for you. It says the Fox Vulpis is a modern evolution of the legendary Duca expedition knives of the 1800s. With 5 integrated tools: hacksaw, bottle opener, can opener, flathead screwdriver, and scissors, plus a razor sharp N69 CO blade. It's compact but loaded with function. Polished hardware, anodized aluminum handle, and award-winning design make this both a collector's piece and field companion. I like this knife. Okay, blade, knife, whatever, it's a tool, but it's got a really nice blade on it. Very sharp. It has can opener on one end. It has a bottle opener on the other. Both of them have screwdrivers, and the can opener, man, I mean, that dude is sharp. And it could do the job for sure. And then also we have here, there's a saw in this dude. Let me see here. I think this is what we got to do to get this saw out. Wait a minute, where's he at? Where is he at? Didn't it say it had a saw? Yeah, hacksaw, bottle opener. Let me see here. Come on, Tony. What you got going, bud? Scissors. It doesn't even mention scissors on here. Oh yeah, it does. It does mention that. And then in order to be able to use the saw blade, let me get that out of the way there. Do I open it up this way? No. Do I open it up this way? Let us close this. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, so yeah. Now I got to tell you, I should have opened that up before we even started this stinking video, but that's okay. Now I'm going to tell you why I really like this. This saw right here is a small saw. You're not going to cut down the forest and build a cabin with this. But a lot of times when you're out in the bush and you're doing your thing, you're building a pack frame, perfect right here. That saw size would be perfect for that. You're building a firelight, you could use this knife for that. You could use it for a very small shelter like a brush shelter frame. You'd have to use a ridge pole that's already been, fallen. You wouldn't have to cut that because it isn't going to work for you. But for a small task knife is what I would call this, a small task multi-tool that has such a small footprint. Look at that, how small that is. That is a handy dandy little blade. And this is probably going to end up in one of my chest rigs, to be honest with you, because of the saw and the other features are in here. Scissors I don't use so much, but I have though. But everything else on here is very applicable. This is a great little tool, and you're into this box for $124.99, and you get everything that's in the basic, the advanced, and this one. So now that's going to take us on to the Pro Plus box, which is another blade from Tactica. We've seen a lot of stuff from Tactica, and we've never been disappointed. They've always provided a very nice blade. We should have took this out before we started, but we didn't. Look at that. This is an awesome, sexy looking blade from Tactica. It's called the K400 model. Let me read this. It says it's all business. A sweeping drop point D2 steel blade with black PVD finish gives it cutting power and corrosion resistance, while this ergonomic G10 handle keeps it locked in your hand no matter the mess. That is a big plus for me. I've cut myself more times than I can count processing big game, especially small game. Slipped, cut myself. And that's one of the first things that I look at is this knife going to be able to be stable in my hand? If I get sinew on my hand, if I get blood, fat, whatever. And the way they have contoured this, it's almost like, you can't see it from there. I know you can't. No matter what I do, you can't see this. But these are stepped, almost as if the G10 was layered and then it was machined. But I believe the machining is what cut those steps into the G10 to keep you from slipping. It's got nice jimping all along the top. The chole's nice and deep. The drop point is beautifully designed. It's got a nice, wonderful lanyard hole in that. You know how I feel about lanyard hole. The inserts are beautiful, nice and orange. So if you happen to drop this knife, especially right now, leaves are falling all over. You could lose a knife in this type of foliage if you don't have, I don't have one here, a knife that has a orange lanyard on it. All my knives these days has an orange lanyard. just for that reason. I put a Cobra knot or something like that on it, and I'd make it big enough to where it's worth my while. If I ever need emergency cordage, I got it right on my knife. That's why I do that. This is a very nice ad. So that would go with Jerry. Is that what his name was, Jerry? You wrote me and asked me if BattlBox ever puts really nice knives in there in the Pro Plus box. Here's your answer. I would say this is a very nice knife. It's not super heavy, but it is super capable. And I would not hesitate to put this on my side. I'm not a big fan of the sheath, but again, what have I told you about the sheath? If you buy a knife because you are in love with the sheath, then you're just stupid. That's all. Because sheath does nothing for you except protect your knife. The reason I don't like these type of sheaths is because I am used to leather danglers. I like a dangler on my side. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, I fixed all my knives that way, that I could carry them and reach down and get them right now, or I had a secondary knife on my pack. But will that keep me from purchasing this knife? No way. Again, this is a really, really nice knife, and I don't know if that's going to end up in the collection or we're going to end up gifting it to somebody. So I think it's a great ad. Now again, you're into this box for $174.99, and although I don't have the numbers in front of me, BattlBox has historically shown us that they're at least going to almost double your money, and there's been some boxes that we've ran the numbers and they will triple what your investment was. Best bang for the buck that's out there. Now, in this month, we are dropping the fall issue of Wood Tramp Outdoors Magazine Special Edition. There's some great articles in there. And one of the articles that we ran is on the Battle Vault that BattlBox has made available to all members out there. So if you're not a member of BattlBox, you cannot access that vault. But if you become a member, even at the $39.99 level, you can access the vault. And inside that vault, you will find products at very deep discounts. And then they've also got a section where they have partnered with different companies. Some of them you've seen the gear in BattlBox, some of them you have not. An example would be Nature Reliance School. Nature Reliance School is one of those schools, online schools, that we recommend. I know Craig Cottle, and you know, he's an exceptional guy, and his teaching approach is second to none. I wouldn't mind taking his classes. I would sit in his class and listen to what he has to say. He's a sharp dude, very good. But you find discounts in there. I think it's 37%. Something like that off of whatever it is, you know. So the Battle Vault is something that we're covering. It's a different approach for us for the magazine for BattlBox, but it's a good article, and that's going to be dropping by the end of November. And it's not only BattlBox that you'll be seeing, but man, we've got some great stuff in there. We got an article on our favorite bows in categories, and one of the bows is a long bow from Shadowproof Archery. That is really nice. Then the knife that we are featuring is from Strange Raven, Nick Dunham. Wow, is this knife beautiful? And you're going to like it. You know? So I think I'm starting to ramble, so I better just get out of the way and tell you thank you very much for all your support, especially throughout the years during the transition from Backwoods Biker Magazine to Wood Tramp Outdoors Magazine. Some of you struggled with that and stumbled a little bit, but that's the way it is. Thank you for your support with Bush Butter. We appreciate it. Because of you, the company's really doing well, and a lot of happy customers, not only around the country but around the world, that have afforded the stinking shipping. Have you tried to ship anything lately? Wow, expensive. All right, so that's it. So until next time, you guys take care. I won't be seeing you probably again before Thanksgiving. I don't think, maybe. But if I don't, have a great Thanksgiving with your family wherever you're at around the world. and just enjoy the holidays and be safe out there no matter what you're doing.